So now I had to move from seeing my ENT, now I had to move to the oncology clinic now and become that patient. From there, in September, which is my birth month, I began my radiation and chemo. I started radiation and chemo on the 9th of September. And I remember that very first day I got both chemo and radiation. My first chemo took, I just know I got to the hospital at 7 a.m. in the morning. They put the medication, or the, what is it called? I don't know what they call it, in from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. So I was literally just in a small room with other patients that were also getting that chemo, and we were just chilling there. And I know I was definitely the youngest in the room. Most of the people were, majority were over their 50s, 60s even. I was definitely the youngest, and I was the last one to leave, because I think it was I was the only one who just started. The other people were like probably on the second or third, or I don't know, but I just know I was like the newbie basically. But most people there were old people. From there, I was there the whole day till 5. From there I went for radiation, and I had to go into the radiation machine. I'll show you guys the mask that I used for the period that I did radiation for. I did radiation for 2 months. Chemo, I did 3. I was supposed to do 3 sessions. The injections for I was supposed to get 3 of them, but instead I got 2. Obviously through the process the doctors keep checking on you, checking on how you're doing. I had, like I said, I did radiation for 2 months. I think the hardest thing that I had to go through was chemo. My first chemo was very, very horrible. It was horrible. First of all, I spent the whole day in that room, and it was very cold. Obviously in hospitals they can't have the room warm or hot or whatever. So that first day, first of all, I didn't wear warm clothes. So by 5 o'clock I had flu. Now imagine, I have flu. 1, I have flu. 2, I just got a foreign medication into my system, which is very strong, because chemo is very strong. By the time I went for radiation, I was fine. I did my radiation, then I went home. I slept okay. I ate well that first day that I got chemo. I ate well. I even think I even went to KFC afterwards, because I was like, the doctor did alert me that I'm most probably gonna lose my appetite. I'm most probably gonna lose the taste of food. I'm probably even gonna struggle to eat. He gave me a list of things to expect once I started chemo. So the first day I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling nauseous. I'm not feeling I just feel fine. So I was like, this is my chance to like eat one of my favorite meals. So I went to KFC. Now the next day, and I don't know who I thought I was, but I really thought I'd be able to go to work the next day, because obviously I'm new at work. I don't want to miss. I don't want to be that person that's missing work. So I really thought I'd be able to go to work the next day, which I really lied. The next day I literally couldn't lift my head off the bed. I was feeling so sick. I've never been so sick in my life. Like I said, I caught a flu. I was dizzy. I wanted to puke. Every smell was triggering. So I was sick that whole week. That whole week I was at home. I couldn't eat. I didn't eat. I was vomiting. I couldn't eat. I couldn't stand a smell of food. I couldn't stand the smell of anything, and I had to go to the hospital. And you know, the hospitals have that smell. Every time I would be, because I had to go for radiation every single day except for the weekends on the holidays. So I would sometimes be there for many hours. It was horrible. But radiation wasn't bad. So chemo was only bad. Was only horrible the first one. The second one wasn't bad. I think the second one I was more mentally ready and I knew exactly what to expect. So my body was able to handle the second one better than the first. I was stronger. I was making more of an effort to be healthy and to keep my mind and my body in a very positive mood. I was being positive throughout the whole process. Radiation wasn't bad. This is the mask that I used for radiation. As you can see, it has my names here, Angela Sihamba. It got really dark. I got really dark. I'll insert some pictures from the first day till the last day. It got really dark, but it has improved like immensely. Like now the burnt skin that was on top has completely fallen off. It's still a bit dark, but the doctors did say that it'll probably take a couple of months for it to go back. And he did say that sometimes the skin doesn't recover, but yeah, I'm hoping mine will recover. So far so good. So yeah, I had to use this mask for the 2 months that I did radiation for. As you can see, the hair is flat. I had to keep one hairstyle for the whole I had to keep one hairstyle for the whole 2 months. So I had cornrows. In my previous videos you would see me having some deadbeat cornrow lines, which are fine because when they got old I would wear wigs on top of them to work and stuff. So it wasn't bad. I still went to work. So the only time I missed work was the days that I had chemo and the first week after chemo. That week was horrible. I was not okay. I went to work from the morning till 1 p.m. and then till lunchtime, and then from there I had to go for radiation because I had to go for radiation every day. So I would usually leave work at lunchtime to make sure that I go and join the queue at the radiation machine. Definitely the one thing that was the most difficult throughout this whole journey was definitely my last surgery. Obviously it was a much bigger surgery. I'm still healing from it right now. Actually right now I'm going through the side effects of radiation. So there's a situation underneath here, that's why I have to wear a bandage all the time. And that's why I had to then take a break from work. Last year definitely was that year where my mental health was at the bottom. It was at its lowest. I didn't realize it until beginning of this year when I thought I was gonna go crazy. And I think that took a toll on my body. Ever since I took a break from work, I feel so much better. I'm mentally healthier, I feel lighter. To be honest, government internship is not the best. So I got to a point where I was more depressed that I didn't allow myself to rest. The other hand, I went ahead and did internship because of the pressure of, would you rather stay home, be unemployed, or go for government internship, gain experience, hopefully it will help you and boost your CV, and down the line it will add to your experience. It will help you get to a point where you do get those jobs that you do want. So that's the reason why I took that job. Due to the pressures of life and the pressure of being unemployed, I literally allowed myself to skip the period that I could have used to heal and used it to go and work. And then to make it worse, I did go to work, and then I got there and going to work every day was not satisfying. I was not doing anything. Government internship is the ghetto. I got to a point where I remember I got to a point where my mom was mad at me because she's like, you need to understand that this is your life that you're playing with. You cannot go to work when you know you are not fit and you're not well. And I'll tell her, Mom, the problem is I've been unemployed for so long that now I'm afraid of staying home. Even when I have a good enough reason to stay home, I'm just afraid of staying home, because being home with a degree in your bag is the most depressing thing of life. But I do know that I did make a mistake by going to work when I should have healed. I think also I was not okay because I had to accept my new appearance of my face. For a long time I couldn't smile because half of my face was very swollen. Now my smile is coming back, thank God. But yeah, for a long time this side of my face was very swollen. It was numb. I couldn't really move my face this way. For a long time I was speaking and my mouth and my face would move this way. But now it's slowly like coming back. I mean, my mouth still pulls this way a little bit, but it's better. My smile is almost back. In September I couldn't smile. Definitely it's been a tough yeah, having to go through chemo and radiation, but I've been so lucky and so blessed to have the most supportive people in life. The firstborn in my family. I have the most supportive family. My friends are supportive all the time. All the times that I was admitted in hospital, literally my room would be full of people all the time. My friends would come, my cousins would come, my family would come, my uncles, my aunts. I'm so blessed with the best of the best. So having people around has definitely made the journey easier. Having God with me has made it easier. You know, it did get to a point where I did get angry at some point. Well, not angry per se, because I believe, you know what, everything happens for a reason, and I would never wish for this to happen to anybody else. I believe that there's a reason why it's happening to me. God knows that I'm strong enough to handle this, and I believe I am strong enough to handle this. So I've been able to get through that. Also, I've been able to get through all of that because of such things as YouTube. First time I got diagnosed with cancer drove me to a point where I knew I had to get out of my comfort zone. I knew I had to do things that I've always thought of. I knew I had to just explore a different side of myself. That is why I decided to start YouTube. I have just grown so much ever since. I feel like my life has completely changed, and it's changed each operation, has changed each treatment. I'm a completely different person now. 2020 Angela is way different from 2019 Angela. I look back now and I'm like, who was that girl? Who was that girl in 2019? This year I'm definitely way stronger. This year I'm committed to taking care of my mental health, because how your mind and how you're feeling mentally goes on to how your body is. I thought last year I was the strongest, but now I realize that this year I'm stronger than I was last year, because now I'm aware that I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take care of myself mentally and physically. And as last year I was trying to stay positive, because you know, I was going through treatment. I had to be positive, you know, because one thing that I do know that, like, for me to get through things, I need to keep my mind like afloat. I need to be positive. So the whole time that I was going through chemo and radiation and everything, I kept telling myself, Angela, stay positive. And one thing that I also didn't do ever since I got diagnosed is I've never ever made I want to say the mistake of like googling my condition and the type of cancer that I have. In Jan, I just went back, took my my medical reports, and then I went through them to see the name of the cancer that I was diagnosed with, the type of cancer that I had, and it is called squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll put it on the screen. Only now I am learning the name of it, because I feel like everything happened so quickly. I didn't have time to like digest everything, and I didn't want to make the mistake of getting on the internet, googling what I have, seeing traumatic pictures, or seeing reports of this person died, this happened, this. I just didn't want to allow any negative information into my head, because I was like, the minute I store that negative information in my head, that's going to affect my healing process. I feel like my mind would have easily picked on the negative ones more than the good ones, and I would have freaked out and been like, oh my god, that's gonna happen to me, that's gonna happen to me. And whatever you feed your mind, your body will also feed onto it and believe it. And your body can, like, I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's very important to feed your mind with the right information and the right energy and the positive energy. For me, the past, I had to tell myself, Angela, all you're going to do is feed your mind with positivity. Do not get on the internet and look for whether it has killed people. I don't want to create situations in my head that will end up affecting my mental health, my physical health. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna Google it, I'm not gonna read about it. That's why I was not interested in knowing the name of it, because I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, I have it, I had it. Now I need to get over the bridge of me healing from it, getting through my surgeries, healing, you know, getting through chemo. I was like, you know what, I'm going to learn about this when I get to the end, because I know myself. If I saw those horrible statistics or information or whatever it is, it would have killed my spirit. And if my spirit is down, my body is gonna go down. And I still want to live. I still want to live. I still want to make babies. I want to get married. I want to do every single thing. Another thing that has made the experience better was the fact that I did go for counseling. I had a therapist who, Lord bless his soul, recently passed away in December, which is something that I also had to deal with. On the first day that I got diagnosed, our family went to this wonderful man who was helping us, preparing us, and just helping us overall, and you know, taking us through everything that we were going through, helping us deal with our emotions, you know, just helping us deal with cancer as a whole. I continued seeing him months prior to my surgeries, and then I recently went to see him again, but unfortunately just after I went back to seeing him, and the following week he had a stroke, and unfortunately he died first, I think beginning December, and that took a toll on me as well, because I was like, oh my word, the man who's been helping me get through this, helping my family get through this, is gone. And now who's going to help us? Who's going to help me, mostly because I struggled to talk about it, and he was the only one that I was able to like fully open up to. So his passing really took a toll on me. I think even now I'm still dealing with it, because I'm still shocked that he's not here anymore. But he was such a wonderful man. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah, definitely talking to someone outside my family and friends was very helpful, because you know, with our families and friends, sometimes you fear to tell them exactly how you feel, because you know that they're also going through it. So I struggle, because I'm like, if I'm hurting, definitely they're hurting, so me telling them my pain is gonna hurt them even more. So I am currently just dealing with it on my own, using what he's taught me through all of those sessions that we've had, because I'm not sure if I'm ready to go and find a new counselor and start afresh, because obviously if I go to a new one, I'm gonna have to start afresh from day one till day 90 right now and just tell him every single thing, or her every single thing that I've been through. And I'm not sure if I'm like ready to like open up again. Yeah, life is short. 1 minute you're here and you're well and you're jumping around and you're able to do everything in your life, and the next minute something happens and you could be gone, you know. It's definitely made me appreciate life more. Now I want to achieve more than I ever thought I would. Being hard on myself, I'm learning to stop fearing to do things, because you know what, tomorrow is not guaranteed. You don't know when your last day is, so you can't waste time not living your best life and being the best version of yourself. Another thing that has made it easier for me definitely was an oncologist told me about a support group, and told me that he would pass my number to one of the ladies, one of the founders of the support group. And yeah, I was added to a support group. It's called the Fighters Support Group on Facebook. They also have a WhatsApp group. I was added to our WhatsApp group, and it's just a group of cancer survivors, cancer patients right now who are currently fighting it right now, who are taking care of their family members who are diagnosed with cancer. So that group is full of wonderful, strong people. Every day they check up on each other. They send very encouraging messages. If you have any questions, if you're going through something, you can always share them on the group. It's just a wonderful group of people, you know. So definitely being part of the group has made the experience better, because people do speak about their stories, how they've fought. Like the other day, a lady was talking about how she went through chemo 20 years ago, and she was telling us that, guys, you will be fine. Just believe in God and trust God, and trust that God is with you. Whatever pain you're going through, whatever hardship you're facing, whatever those days where your body is not able to handle the medication, those days where you feel like giving up, just always pray to God and ask Him and trust that He's there with you. And you know what, I was like, oh my God, you know, such messages are so encouraging every day. And I'm so lucky to be part of that group. And yeah, we're actually right now asking for people in Gaborone or just in Botswana to donate some wigs. So if you're based in Gaborone or any surrounding areas and you have wigs in your house that you don't use, please donate the wigs to the Fighters Support Group on Facebook. I'll leave all the details in my description box, but I would really appreciate if you guys would donate some wigs that will be given to cancer patients that have lost their hair through chemo, and it will just help them, you know, lift their confidence. And some of them can't afford to buy wigs because cancer treatment is expensive. Even just cancer as well, it's just expensive, guys. It's really expensive. Donate, please. You can send me a message on my Instagram at Angela_Sihamba, or you can just contact the Fighters Group on Facebook, the Fighters Support Group on Facebook, and yeah, you can donate a wig. I can always meet up with you to get it if you live in Gaborone. And yes, so yeah, it's been a tough couple of months, but we are here, we are alive, we are glowing. Hopefully very soon I won't have to wear bandage anymore. And yeah, God is good. I know God loves me. I know God will never leave me, nor will He forsake me. I know God is with me right now. He knows everything that I'm going through, and I trust that He has bigger plans for my life. So I would just like to encourage you, if you're struggling with anything in your life, whether it be illnesses or just a stage in your life where you just feel like giving up, or a stage in your life where you feel like life is just not going well, a stage in your life where you just feel like, you know what, you've tried it all and you just keep going through it. Don't give up. You know, God loves you. He will always love you. Always look for something to be grateful for in your life. Trust me, there's always something. For me, during those times where I was in my bed in pain, not able to lift my head, I would always thank God. I'm like, thank God. God, thank you for another day in my life. Thank you for keeping me alive. Even to this day, I thank God every day. I'm like, thank you, God, that today you decided to give me another day in this life. Like, I'm awake right now. You know, I thank God for my family. I thank God for my friends. I thank God for just being here and just being able to just be myself, you know. Always believe that God is with you, because He is. God loves you. And you're stronger than you think. You are actually stronger than you think. And yeah, you know what, you can get through anything in life. But I say to myself all the time that I feel like I'm God's favorite child. And I say that because I just feel like God has spared my life so many times. I'm so blessed. I am just so blessed. Every day I think about it, I'm like, wow, God, you're doing it for me. God is doing wonderful things for me. I'll see you guys in my next video.